He came for a simple lottery ticket. What he got was an accusation of theft, a death, and the ruined fate of an entire town. The lottery ticket. Evening in Omaha dragged on like chewed gum. In the small convenience store, the neon sign flickered, and inside it smelled of machine coffee and bleach. Behind the register sat Monica, third year in the same seat. On the wall in the back room hung a list of new appointments. Once again, not her, for the third time. She glanced at a sticker someone had slapped on the cash register. Inventory visible, staff invisible. A joke, but true. No one noticed her. The receipt printer had its own life. A yellowed sign hung from it. Out of order since 2019. Next to it stood a tip jar. Tips for printer repair. Nobody noticed the irony anymore. The lottery scratch-offs sat in a clear case. The magnetic key to that case was in Monica's palm. She kept squeezing it in her hand, as if it were her only power. Tonight, it felt hot. At the door appeared Mr. Garcia, an old man in a hat. Slow step, slow voice. He walked to the counter, looked at the box. "One Lucky Nebraska, that one, please." Monica blinked. She could have refused, citing policy, but her lips said, sure, and she handed him the ticket. Garcia carefully paid with small bills, stuffed the receipt in his pocket, took out a coin. 3 symbols lined up. $50,000. He mumbled. "Well, I'll be." Monica felt something snap inside her. That was the ticket Tommy, a regular, was supposed to get. She felt her grip on control slipping. "Sorry, Mr. Garcia. See, solar flares, they mess with the printer's thermal head. The ticket's invalid." Silence. Only the cash scanner beeped by accident. Garcia slowly lifted his eyes. No anger, just heavy disbelief. In the far corner stood the store mascot, a man in a dusty soda can costume. It seemed to nod at nothing. Monica squeezed the magnet key in her palm again. "If I don't decide, they'll decide for me." Mr. Garcia walked home slowly, the ticket pressed in his breast pocket, as if a gust of wind might snatch it away. Monica's words, "Solar flares affect printers," were absurd. He had lived too long to believe such nonsense. In the morning he went to the lottery office. The room was drab, plastic chairs, smell of old air conditioner. Behind the counter sat a clerk in a wrinkled shirt, steam rising from a Cornhusker's mug. Garcia handed him the ticket. The clerk scanned it flatly. "Winner, 50,000, he said in the same tone he'd announce a waiting number. Garcia thanked him 3 times. "Thank you, sir. Much obliged." The clerk just waved and reached for a donut. Outside, a reporter was already waiting. The yellow foam of the mic nearly touched his face. "Sir, how does your ticket feel?" Garcia blinked, adjusted his hat nervously. "The machine lies less often than people," he said softly, more to himself. Meanwhile, Monica kept repeating the same excuse in her head. "It wasn't his ticket. I'm just restoring fairness." But the more she repeated, the less control she felt. That evening, Garcia returned. He set the ticket on the counter and said, "They checked it. Real." He thanked her again 3 times, and Monica stammered back 4 times. "You're welcome. Welcome. Of course, welcome. Welcome." The words hung in ridiculous loops. She tried to look confident, but inside, everything collapsed. If Garcia didn't back down, her lie would be exposed. Monica looked at the printer. The out-of-order since 2019 sign was crooked on the tape, and she thought the printer smirked. "If I remain a nobody again, then what's the point of this power in my pocket?" Late at night, the store emptied. Monica locked the doors and went to the back room. The server hummed, green lights blinking like warnings. She sat at the old computer and tried to log in. Password failed. The second, too. Screen flashed. Login attempt blocked. Monica clenched fists, called her ex. "Remind me of the camera password?" "Which one?" "You said it." "Oh, try PASSWORD1. No joke." Just then, his cat jumped on the desk, pawed the power cord. Connection cut. Monica hissed. Rebooted. A tutorial popped up on the browser. A cheerful voice chirped, "Welcome back. Today we'll learn how to fake CCTV footage in just 5 steps." She loaded the archive. The tape showed Garcia reaching for the ticket. She cut it out, pasted over a clip of a teenager grabbing chips. But the edit was absurd. Clock read 0361. A shadow moved counterclockwise, and in the window reflection, the teen had no chips, though he held a bag. She muttered like a spell. Edit the tape, edit reality. Fix the record, fix myself. Next morning, police called her in. Without blinking, she showed the new file. One officer frowned. "Why's the timestamp so weird?" Lunar eclipse? It scrambles metadata." She said it too fast. Even she heard the nonsense. The officers exchanged glances, but copied files without objection. Back in the stockroom, Monica hid the flash drive with the originals, just in case. Scrawled on it with marker, "Mom's B-Day." She turned off the light, headed out. The automatic door didn't open, the sensor didn't register her. She had to jump and wave until the panels reluctantly slid. "Great," she muttered, "even doors don't see me." Inventory visible, staff invisible. The blackmail didn't start with money. It started small. Brian, a hunched cashier in a baseball cap, shuffled up. "Hey, I was thinking, I want lifetime free soda machine access. You know, free." He paused, as if asking for life rights. "And also a badge, senior night cashier. Raise of 20 cents. Symbolic." He nodded at the hot dogs. "And, maybe those at cost?" Monica was silent, ground slipping under her. Next day, Jenny whispered, "I'd like to comp some gas cards for my nephew's science project." She smiled like it was charity. With every shift, demands multiplied. Coworkers began using the fake video as a universal alibi. Missing stock, vanished change. "The tape will prove whatever, until Friday," said the manager, flatly, without looking up. Monica tried to keep face, but felt her lie turning into everyone else's tool. Soon, absurdity grew another layer. Corporate sent a press release. "Omaha incident, training case for transparency." Employees were told to hand out flyers with the slogan, "We learn from mistakes together." Each new, small request was a noose. One wanted discounted pizza, another vacation without form. That evening, Brian again approached, chewing a hot dog. "Hey, how's it going?" he asked, vaguely. "We're a team, right?" Monica nodded, automatically, though she knew no team. Just a pack smelling blood. Outside, reporters crowded. Headlines screamed, "The theft of the century." Inside, it was all pathetic. Sodas, hot dogs, badges. Monica thought for the first time her life had been cheapened to scraps. And ahead, the feds. 2 men in suits entered. Badges flashed. No words needed. "Agent Reynolds," said one. "We need access to your server. And, by the way, yesterday's coffee receipt." Monica blinked. "What receipt?" "For protocol. Same tone as asking about the weather." They hauled the server away. Soon, Monica sat in an interrogation room. On the screen, the expert clicked. A file glowed stupidly. Chips_boy final2.movie. "Recognize this?" asked the agent. Monica coughed. Must be solar flares. They scramble, metadata." Reynolds looked up. "Clear skies in Nebraska." The screen flickered. Teen with chips and without. Shadow moving counterclockwise. Expert added dryly, "And printer calibration. Nothing cosmic." Monica tried to explain, but the door opened. A company representative walked in, folder in hand. "We cooperate," he said officially. "The company condemns the cashier's actions. Please consider this a mitigating factor for the brand." For the first time, Monica heard a new charge, obstruction of justice. A chill ran down her spine. Colleagues who once begged for hot dogs and badges now sat in other rooms, gladly testifying, promised immunity. Their smiles flashed as they passed. Silence in the room. Only the wall clock ticked. Monica counted seconds like she once counted beeps of the scanner. 1, 2, 3. Invisible seconds. She realized no one would cover for her. Not coworkers, not the chain, not even her lie. Behind the door, they were already drafting a press release. No name, just the word incident. The courtroom was a circus. Microphones screeched, judge waved for silence, stenographer suddenly typed "solar flares" in caps, read aloud into the record. Jurors smirked. On the gallery, a cameraman tripped, lens fell, broadcast showed a ceiling fan spinning for minutes. No one hurried to fix it. Lawyer droned on under the hum. The prosecutor recited absurdities. The defendant claimed lunar eclipse scrambles metadata. In evidence we have file CHIPS boy_final2.mov. He repeated it slowly. Nervous chuckles spread. Monica's lawyer leaned close. Alfred plea. Don't admit guilt. Just accept evidence. Lighter sentence. Monica stayed silent. For the first time she understood. Control was gone. In the front row, Garcia's family. On their lawyer's desk, his photo in a frame. His daughter held it as if alive. On the news ticker, Lottery scandal, ticket versus justice. The headline rang hollow against real death. The prosecutor ended. Silence. Jurors whispered chili recipes while the judge read the verdict. Guilty. Monica opened her mouth as if to speak, but the mic screeched again, drowning her words. She closed it. The loss counter clicked in her head. Garcia's life, the store, 15 employees, herself. Absurdity walked with tragedy. Someone's phone rang with "Baby Shark." Judge banged gavel. Verdict stood. The former store stood boarded up. A sign on the door, closed. Over the old out-of-order sticker, a new one, fixed. But inside, emptiness. Above the block, a billboard, a smiling couple, slogan, "Play responsibly." Wind shook the posters. Irony hung in the air. The Garcia family gathered for a modest ceremony. In a park, they placed a memorial bench. The grandchildren sat silent with paper flowers. For them, 50,000 meant nothing now. In prison, Monica sat on her bunk. In her hands, a commissary card. Balance, 000. The block's shared TV played an ad jingle for the new lottery. A cheerful voice urged, "Scratch and change your life." She listened, knowing hers was already changed. Outside, by the highway, lay the discarded head of the store mascot. Kids used it as a trash bin, stuffing wrappers inside. Passers-by didn't look. Monica thought the same thought. When you're invisible, control is an illusion. Newspapers no longer printed her name, only incident. The town had moved on. The story ended in silence. Zero. Zero money. Zero friends. Zero future. Zero.